Namaste. It's a privilege and an honor for me to be welcoming all of you on behalf of INFA Managing Committee to this wonderful and a very special event scheduled for today morning. Friends, for the last 45-46 days of lockdown, we have been predominantly busy approaching various ministries, government bodies for considering our industry as essential. And I'm happy to share with you that we were quite successful with that. Later, we were occupied with sharing documents, information, circulars with our members, which can help them to reboot and restart their operations. But during one of the managing committee meetings, it was felt these are difficult times. We are in this together and we have to come out together. And it was felt that we need to focus on an important topic, which is very relevant today. And that is building relationships that matter to us the most. And I'm happy to share with you that Mr. Pasricha was kind enough to suggest an eminent speaker, Indu Ramani, to be speaking to us on this wonderful topic. To speak about relationships and to set the tone, I am reminded of a quote which says, कुछ लोग किस्मत से मिलते हैं, कुछ लोग किस्मत की तरह होते हैं और दुआ से मिलते हैं, कुछ लोग किस्मत की तरह होते हैं और दुआ से मिलते हैं, और कुछ लोग दुआ की तरह होते हैं और कुछ लोग दुआ की तरह होते हैं और हमारी किस्मत बदल देते हैं. So that is the value and importance of relationships. So I'll request Mr. Pasricha to introduce the speaker as well as give a background of the topic. Over to you, Mr. Pasricha.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Do you know that relationship failure is the major cause of sadness, depression, anger, divorces, family feuds, communal fights, and even wars? We learn all subjects of science, history, math, and technology in schools and colleges. But no institute teaches us how to manage our relationships so that we not only live happily, but also enjoy the elixir of life. Today, we'll be listening to Indu Ramani, who not only specializes in this area, but also have developed a range of techniques and strategies to help individuals to cope more and effectively with personal and professional relations. Dear colleagues, you are very important pillar of animal health industry. You are contributing a lot to the welfare of animals and the nation. Today's webinar is going to be an important addition to your healthier, fulfilling, passionate, and purposeful life. Now, something about Indu Ramani. Indu Ramani prefers to be called as Indu. She is the Chief Consulting Officer of Dynamint Creations, a management consultancy firm. She has 3 decades of experience in coaching and developing senior executives across India and Asia Pacific. Now let's have a look at her approach. Indu is a leadership behavior specialist who supports her clients to build awareness of their behavior impact and guides them to achieve constructive leadership styles. Indu is an expert in driving issue-based focus in real business needs. Her industry experience is quite rich. She has a broad business experience. Indu has coached senior executives across India, Thailand, and Indonesia. She has clients from across a wide range of industries, including banking, finance, education, pharma, media, technology, manufacturing, logistics, transportation, and whatnot. Indu has trained more than a lakh of individuals from various organizations. Indu has supported her clients to achieve high-profile awards, including Best Employer and Employer of Choice. Today's webinar is all about living a healthier, more fulfilling, passionate, and purposeful life. With the help of Indu, you will be empowered yourself to change from your cannots into cans and dreams into plans. Everybody knows the purpose of our life is to be happy. For Indu, the secrets of family happiness are simple yet profound. This 60 minutes webinar is going to help all of us to enjoy the present and move into the future with a more satisfying values. Indu is a high-spirited person of passion and purpose. Her deep perspective combined with utmost simplicity are going to leave an everlasting impact on our lives. With this, I request Indu Ramani to share her perspectives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pasricha. Just before Indu is online, I'd like to share that we are going to have a question answer series at the end of the session. There is a chat box, a dialogue box, and you can post your questions, and we will be happy to take up all the questions with Indu at the end of the session. Thank you. Over to you, Indu.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much, Mr. Vijay. Thank you, Mr. Pasricha. It feels really nice to be introduced like that. Oh my God, I didn't know I worked so Thank you. It's really wonderful to be up here with all of you beautiful people. Yes, I'm a very, very blessed person. The reason I call myself blessed is because I'm a North Indian, married to a South Indian, born and brought up in East, settled in West. So I'm a true Mera Bharat Mahan. And the reason I flaunt this all the time is I have lived all the cultures, all the regions. The need everywhere is the same. And that is to be able to love and be loved. Be loved by the relationships that you cherish. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank INFA for giving me this opportunity to be up here with all of you. And everything that I'm going to speak to you all is all learned from my teachers, my coaches. So I can't take away the credit for every learning that I'm going to share with you. The credit that I am going to take is that I have been a great student of them, and I have implemented everything that I have learned in my life. So I promise you one thing, I will not ask you to do something that I've not done myself. I repeat, I will not ask you to do something that I've not done myself, which means if I'm sharing something, it is people tested, time tested, and you can be absolutely assured that these things work. Now, over a webinar, it's slightly difficult to keep your attention because you could be thinking of multitasking at the same time, since you are not visible in a classroom situation, in a workshop situation, we could have put all the boundaries that don't do this, keep your phone away. Right now, you could be multitasking. You could be wanting somebody from your family to sit next to you and listen to this, because all the time, somewhere we feel that the other person needs the learning to build better relationships, not me, because we always feel I am doing good enough. Right now, this 1 hour, my request is that focus on your own self-development. You have my permission to be selfish. You have my permission to be completely focused on yourself. Why? Because you cannot give what you don't have. I repeat, you can't give what you don't have. और ये relationship बनाने की, I can't call it a skill alone. It's a combination of attitude, knowledge, skill, everything together. It's club. और ये घड़ा खुद का ही नहीं भरा होता है तो हम दूसरों को क्या बोलेंगे? तो इसीलिए next 1 hour, stay completely focused on yourself, and to help you keep your focus on, I'm going to be sharing some slides so that it's easier for you to catch something that you have missed. So just give me a minute. I'm here to share slides with you. Yeah, this is a beautiful slide. I think this is what we live for. You know, it's a picture of a family, the ideal family, and everyone laughing from the bottom of their core. And the topic is so beautiful. It is ties without ties. Why without ties? क्योंकि हम आजकल बहुत लिबरल हो गए नहीं. आजकल माँ बाप भी इतने लिबरल हो गए कि उनको कोई टाइज नहीं रखनी है. माँ बाप भी पहले से ही सोच लेते हैं कि नहीं, हमें किसी पे बोझ नहीं बनना है. See, over a period of time, especially we Indians, we become a little confused. हमारे पास एक बहुत पुरानी संस्कृति है, सभ्यता है, जिसके बारे में हम सुनते आए हैं. And then there is a generation who keeps propagating that कि वो संस्कार बड़े सही थे. दुनिया बदल गई है, लोग बदल गए हैं, टाइम बदल गया है. I mean, a lot of time I hear people say, especially people who are 40, 45 and above, they keep on saying this, वक्त बदल गया है, टाइम बदल गया है. I just want to bring it to your notice, कुछ नहीं बदला है. जो बदलना है वो हमें खुद को बदलना है, लेकिन किस तरीके से बदलना है, करना क्या है. चलिए, जो मैंने सीखा, जो अप्लाई करके मैंने बहुत कुछ पाया, and I'm very, very grateful to all the learnings that I could implement and have a gratitudeful, I mean, life full of gratitude. That's what I'm going to share with you. And the first okay, this is all about, you can turn off your webcam, but anyway, Mr. Vijay has been kind enough to tell you all this, so I'm not going to repeat it. Very early in my life, you know, I still remember I was in, this is about 35 years back, my coach, where I was learning my behavioral sciences from the Dale Carnegie Original Institute, not the current one. Current one is a franchise. And my coach taught us this on the last day. You know, he took us through the entire behavioral science management program. It was a very exhaustive program. And सब करने के बाद last में he said, ताश में 3 यक्के होते हैं जो तुम्हें जिता देते हैं. जिंदगी में 3 aces हैं जो तुम्हें हमेशा जिता देंगे. And we were like all holding on to the learnings because we had learned quite a bit. And on the last day, if we had to emphasize on these 3 aces, we were holding on to every learning. And the words turned out to be very simple, which was slightly disappointing. I say, ऐसी कौन सी बड़ी बात है इन 3 शब्दों में? But you know what? 35 years, every time I have been in crisis, personally or professionally, I have always gone back to these 3 aces. And today, if you are sitting with a notepad, I want you to write down these 3 words. The 3 aces, the 3 mantras of victory in life is, first A is accept. Accept what? Accept what's there in front of you. Accept people who are there in front of you. Accept the situation. Accept yourself. Accept the behaviors. First accept before you wear the tag of bringing in the change. Wait. First, accept. Only when you accept, the starting is right. Currently, the moment this lockdown was announced and there was a lot of hoo-ha, lot of assignments all over, and I just said, I'm going to go back to my 3 Aces. And the first thing was accept. There is a lockdown. There is a situation. Now comes adjust. Unfortunately, in India, adjust means compromise. No. Adjust does not mean compromise. Unfortunately, हमारे परिवारों में ये शब्द इतना लूजली यूज होता है, एडजस्ट करना सीखो, एडजस्ट नहीं करोगे तो आगे कैसे बढ़ोगे, तो हमारे दिमाग में एडजस्ट के बारे में मीडियोक्रिटी बैठ जाती है. एडजस्ट does not mean compromise. Adjust means finding solutions to win over. I repeat, adjust means finding solution to win over. And haven't we done that all the time? We have done it. But agar hum proactively, if we understand the meaning of adjust, finding solutions, then we become winners. But if we find solution from the, from the sacrificial point of view, then we remain losers. Lockdown mein, I am sure the industry has found excellent ways of overcoming. Are you feeling grateful about it? Are you appreciating? That's where the third A comes. Are you in the zone of appreciating what you have, appreciating what you're creating, appreciating the situation, appreciating the relationships? Actually, जो भी आज हर एक के यहाँ पे शायद कुछ हजार लोग होंगे, हर एक की सिचुएशन अलग है, और हर एक से मैं अगर वन ऑन वन मिलूंगी तो वो मुझे यही कहेंगे, मैम आपको मेरी सिचुएशन नहीं पता. आई अग्री, नहीं पता, बट मुझे ये पता है कि अगर आप इन तीनों को इम्प्लीमेंट करना शुरू कर दो, इसी मुहूर्त से आपकी लाइफ वैसे बननी शुरू हो जाएगी जैसे आप चाहते हो. How you want it. And appreciation is gonna be the foundation. आप जितनी भी सेल्फ हेल्प बुक्स पढ़ लो, मैनेजमेंट पढ़ लो, मैंने जितने भी सर्टिफिकेशंस किए, बिहेवियरल साइंस से लेके EI से लेके, रिसेंटली आई कंप्लीटेड माय न्यूरो साइंस, सारे फाउंडेशंस जो आके मिलते हैं, उसका रूट जो बनता है वो बनता है ग्रैटिट्यूड पे. And that is very close to the word appreciate. I don't know what kind of challenges, we're talking about strengthening relationships here. Why? Because वहीं से सब कुछ निकल के आता है. अगर हम वो जो पहली पिक्चर मैंने दिखाई, उन्हीं के लिए हम सारे काम करते हैं, उन्हीं को इम्प्रेस करने के लिए हम दुनिया जीतना चाहते हैं. We step up only to impress those people or to see the joy of those people. Unfortunately, many a times the price we pay are those people. I repeat, many a times the price, P-R-I-C-E, we pay is those people. And that's why at the end of the day, you start questioning yourself and you'll become confused. कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, कहाँ जा रहा हूँ, or what am I doing? Doesn't matter what the role you have. I'm sure there are many homemakers here. They're the home ministers, and a lot of time, and you're very capable. A lot of time you feel, what am I doing? Why am I cooking? Why am I maintaining the house? For whom? For what? I don't know. But if you accept and then adjust and then appreciate, the journey becomes win-win. Well, we'll take up your questions also. Maybe sometimes when we have the time, we'll deal more with it. But let me take you through the next one. When you learn to do that, the next biggest step that we need to take is relationship with self. हम सारी जिंदगी बिता देते हैं दूसरों को इम्प्रेस करने के लिए, दूसरों के साथ रिलेशनशिप स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए, and then when we make a career, in our career box, we have our key clients, we have our bosses, we have our leadership, we have a peer and above, and we are all out to put our best foot forward to build relationship with them. Well, how is your relationship with self? Last कब अपने आप को हेलो बोला? बहुत से लोग मेरे को कहते हैं, मैम वी गो फॉर अ मॉर्निंग वॉक एंड दैट्स माय टाइम विद सेल्फ. नो 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 नो, दैट्स योर टाइम फॉर मॉर्निंग वॉक. A lot of people say, oh, I am in Mumbai, I travel for an hour, my driver drives the car, so that 1 hour I get with myself. That's your driving time. If your boss had to give you an appointment to discuss a key project, would you say, sir, मैं 1 घंटा ड्राइव करते करते आपके साथ डिस्कस कर लूंगा? If your spouse had a crisis, or if your child had a crisis and your principal asked for your time to discuss, your child is your most precious asset, would you say, अच्छा मैम मैं सुबह मॉर्निंग वॉक करते करते आपको कॉल कर लूंगा और डिस्कस कर लूंगा? No, you won't. Why? Because they're important. Now let me clarify this to you guys. This is you, and that's your boss or your principal or your key clients, and you are having a discussion with them. That person is important because you are there. अब अगर मैं आपको remove कर दूं, how important is that person? No, that boss, that key client, that principal is just another human being. So what makes the other party important is your presence. And when I say, do you keep an appointment with yourself, and you say, I don't have time for myself, how can you ever have time for anybody else? This is, all leaders have one thing in common, which is they have time for themselves. All leaders have one thing in common. They invest time in themselves. All successful people. Last year, I went into a phase where I wanted to read a lot about successful people, people who have acquired, who have achieved tangible success. And when I kept reading about them, I think I must have read about 8 or 9 success stories. And I listened to a lot of podcasts. One thing I found common was they had time for themselves. They were busy, but they made time for themselves, either by waking up earlier or sleeping late. And I'll talk about self-regime, but this is an absolutely important step. Do you have relationship with yourself? Do you spend time with yourself, knowing yourself, asking, when is the last time you said hello to yourself and zipped your lips to listen to your own heart? I don't know. I do it. And ever since the lockdown has started, I'm doing a little more, and I'm loving it. And I'm loving it. I'm loving myself. And that's what is giving me the energy to love everyone around me, whether it's virtual or physical. Physical, of course, it's just me and my family, but virtually, yes, it's allowing me to love everyone. And that's where comes the word love. We use this word very loosely. Oh, I love my career. Oh, I love my job. I love my people. I love my teams. I love my family. Unhi ke liye to jeete hain. I live for them. Okay. What are the spellings of love? Everybody will say L-O-V-E. How about me telling you that these spellings are wrong? Let me give you a new set of spellings today. The spellings of love for you guys from today is not L-O-V-E. It is C-R-R-K. What does that mean? C stands for care. Let me complete, and then I'll let you know how to really understand or validate whether you really truly love. C stands for care. R stands for respect. Second R stands for responsibility, and K stands for knowledge. Any parent out here, a man or a woman, doesn't matter, if I were to ask them, oh, do you love your children? You know, absolutely. They will say, what kind of a stupid question is that? Okay, you love your children. Let me ask you, do you really care? Yes. Okay, great. Do you respect? When I say respect, I mean respecting in totality. Oh, I'll respect my son more if he got 98%. No, that's not respect. You respect by accepting him what he is now, and then you take the responsibility of taking him to what are your shared dreams and goals. Oh, मैं ही तो responsibility लेता हूँ. I am the one who takes the responsibility. Responsibility doesn't mean only being able to pay for it, or responsibility doesn't mean only being there physically. Responsibility means ability to respond, and that requires a lot of emotional frequencies, emotional levels. We'll talk about it, but ये तीनों तभी possible है. All this is possible only if you have the knowledge. पता ही नहीं होगा, if you don't even know what are the gaps, how can you claim I care, I respect, I am willing to take the responsibility, and I know? Forget about everybody else. Like I said in the beginning, you cannot give what you don't have. Now let me demand this from you. Do you really love yourself? Let's check. Do you really care for yourself? Do you respect yourself? Oh, I respect myself only if I could become the MD of so-and-so company. It doesn't work like that. Do you respect yourself in totality, what you are today? And then, are you willing to take the responsibility of your cherished dreams and goals? But all this is possible only if you know. Pata hai kya? For that, though, I don't have time. I'm too busy. Where is the time to do all this? Okay, then don't claim you love. It's okay to say, I like my family, I like my spouse, I like myself, but don't go about claiming I love. That's a very, very dignified word. That's a very significant statement, loaded statement, I would say. If you really want to claim this, it doesn't come that easy. You need to commit to all the 4 steps. It cannot be one. It's like, I'm sure you all can solve this simple maths. If I say 2 into 2 into 2 into 0, it'll be 0. It is not 2 plus 2 plus 2. No. It's not 2 plus 2 plus 0. No. It is 2 into 2 into 2 into 0 is 0. So if you have to claim this, you need to commit to this. And that's the definition of love. That's loaded, and that requires work. And that's why, you know, every relationship definition says it is work in progress. And that's fine, as long as you're willing to commit to work on it. But if you are not gonna invest in it at all, then somewhere we are losing the battle. And like Mr. Pasrija said in the beginning, you know, there are so many divorces. It's sad. Today, even in a country like India, the divorce rate has gone up to 65%. Before people even, it's even sadder that today the next generation is not even considering marriage. Why? because somewhere they're scared to take the responsibility. Somewhere they're scared to, commit to seek knowledge about each other or respect each other the way, or willing to commit to take care of each other. And that's why the state we are at. And that's why depression has become normal today. I mean, even a small child today says, I'm so stressed. Sometimes I feel, how do they know these terminologies? Where do they get it from? From us, from parents. We lead them. And why do we lead them? Because somewhere we fail to love ourselves, and that's why we are not easy, we are stressed. How do we cope with it? How do we go forward? This is a beautiful thing. Eighth wonder, we have all heard about 7 wonders of the world, but the eighth wonder is power of compounding. What does it mean? Compounding interest means you are multiplying your money. How do you multiply? By reinvesting the dividends, by investing over the long term, by keep adding money. How about compounding relationships? How about compounding relationships? And that happens when you reinvest the dividends. And my dear friends, you would not have found a better opportunity than what you are in it today. At least physically, you're home. I know a lot of time is going into meetings and Zoom meetings all over net. So you're glued to your screens, either on phone or laptop. So we'll talk about self-regime. But if you can really discipline yourself, this is the best time, because physically you are close to your people who you love. And also, if you are not, some of you could be staying far away from your parents or your families, you can connect with them through internet. But are you investing? That's the question you need to ask. Yes, I invest. I make a call, customary call every day. With what motive? Is it a customary call so that they don't complain? Or is it that you are going through the motive, your objective, and the objective is I love, and the objective is I care. Let's take it further. Focus on the energy flow. And this is where I want to explain. A lot of time when we are confused. So let me put the whole journey together. We are talking here about strengthening relationship. Okay? You know your relationships. And when we talk about relationships, what you can do is you can draw your name in the center, and you can draw all the verticals. What are the relationships you care for? Your personal, your family, your social, your spiritual, your professional relationships. When you write down those names, the first formula that we apply is 3 ACEs. Yeah, we can't have social functions. We can't meet them. There is social distancing going on, but nobody said you can't connect. You would connect only if you love. What does that mean? CRRK. And when that is clear, parallelly, the biggest relationship you need is relationship with self. And do you really care for yourself? When you have put that clarity in place, now you need to make your energy flow. Wherever the energy will flow, that's where you will get the returns on investment. What does energy flow mean? The energy flow means, are you focused? Unfortunately, we over a period of time, we've learned to multitask. And we've given credits also for multitasking. You know, we get applauded that, oh, he or she is such a great multitasker. But when you continue to multitask, you don't get the right reward. Bachpan se, from childhood, we've heard if you keep a magnifying glass under the sun ray, you have the ability to even burn a piece of paper. Why? Because the energy is focused through that magnifying glass. How do you burn that paper? With the help of sunlight. By channelizing that energy and creating a focus out there. Are you doing the same with your tasks? Or is it multitasking? Is it that you are on dining table and your phone is next to you? Why can't you take a break for 20 minutes? Otherwise, you take so many breaks. Why can't you take a proper 20 or 30-minute break and at the lunch or a dinner time, be there for the people who are there with you? Let your energy flow with them. That's where you build relationships. And by the way, I'll tell you a secret. The maximum bonding happens over food and inside the bedroom. Inside the bedroom with your children, inside the bedroom with your spouse, on the bed gossiping with your parents. That's where the maximum bonding happens. But what do? I'll just share this. Okay, yeah, abhi yaad aa raha hai, so I'm just gonna share. Okay, right now we are in a lockdown period, so you can't have visitors. But imagine four of your best friends, they walked into your house and they said, I want to stay with you for 2 days, guys. How happy you will be. Because they are your best friends and they're going to spend the night with you and you're going to chat all night, share some beer, really have fun. After 2 days, now they decide they're really having fun, so they're going to stay longer with you. Now, slowly you're getting tired. Now you're in the heart of hearts, you're waiting, when are they going to go? Because you don't like them piling on. Now, another 3 days, they walk into your bedroom and they're sharing the bed with you. All 4, 5 of you are on same bed. How tiring will that become? Isn't it? It could be your cousins, it could be your friends, it could be whoever. If that entire experience is becoming tiresome, now pick up your phone and see your contact list. How many people are there? Nowadays, with smartphones, there are at least about 1,000 contacts. And you carry the phone with you onto the bed. All 1,000 people sleep with you. No wonder you wake up tired and exhausted. Because you allow them to pile onto you. And the most precious time where you could have cuddled your children, you could have read the bedtime stories, you could have spent those precious moments with your spouse. Now, you couldn't do that. You lost the opportunity because 1,000 people walked in along with you digitally. And you allowed it. Ping, 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 constant notifications. And फिर पूरा ज्ञान तो WhatsApp पे मिल जाता है. So you feel good about it. You find good reasons to forgive yourself that I'm doing something worthwhile. It's my work. And then we have added excuse that I work only for you guys. So this is where you need to understand the energy flow and the word focus very systematically. These are very simple words, but they are very loaded words. How will you check where your energy is flowing? Is by introspecting. You need to introspect where things are, where this jigsaw puzzle is not getting solved. A lot of time, I completely understand when a lot of people come and tell me, I do my best and I don't doubt you. I don't doubt your capability. I don't doubt your intention. I know you're giving your best. Why are you not getting the results? Today, maybe you can check which is the area you are going wrong. What is it that needs to change? But something needs to change because so far, the flow that has not given you the right results needs to change. If you continue the same pattern, you can't expect different results. And that's where the communication has to become better. Let me take you through the journey. So I'm assuming, of course, forgive me if I'm assuming too much. I'm assuming that today your intent is very pure and you want to strengthen your relationships and you are focused, you are learning every bit. You have agreed, you've contracted to spend time with yourself, to love yourself. You understood that loving self means care, respect, responsibility, and knowledge, knowing self. You have agreed to accept, adjust, appreciate. You have agreed to, where relationships are concerned, stop multitasking and give complete energy. And now, what is it that you're going to do? You're going to communicate to get better results. Communication, when we talk about it, the biggest mistake that we make is we assume. Assumption is the biggest enemy of communication. So if we truly want to get out of insecurities or have a better communication, we need to learn to ask. And when you sit down to ask, again, ask without assumption, and that requires work. You need to prepare your questions a lot of time in writing. I remember I have been studying the subject communication for last 15 years now. Every year I go for a recap. I'm still not done with the subject, still learning. And every time we are made to, dwell on this particular chapter for at least 2 days. And every time I am asked not to assume, but ask, we are made to write down questions. You know what? Even when we write down questions, we write down questions based on our assumptions from the past. So why did I share this? Not to show off, but I shared this that in spite of doing so much of homework, we end up assuming. So it will require work. You will have to take a vow of asking and preparing those questions in writing before you open your mouth. And when you get down to do that, the biggest thing that you need to manage is your tone. Most of the time, your intent is right, but the intent doesn't come out correctly in your tone because your emotional stability is not there. A lot of time, we don't know how to handle our anxieties. We don't know how to handle our thought process. We don't know how to handle our emotional outbursts, our anger, or our hurt, our disappointment, and all those feelings, they come out in our tone. So now that you've attended the webinar, you will definitely go back and prepare your questions. You'll write down your questions correctly. But I'm not too sure if you will also work physically towards managing your emotions in your tone. If you've not understood so far, let me just give you an example. Maybe you were expecting a promotion this appraisal and the situation changed. Everything changed. You worked hard last year and forget about appraisals, forget about promotions. You're not even feeling very secure. You're full of anxieties, you're full of fear. But amongst all these situations, you heard the news, your friend has got the promotion. Great friend. You've been friends for last 10, 12 years. You've been colleagues, you've been friends. You've had so many coffees together, so many lunches together, so many tours together. But now, suddenly there is a burst of anxiety and jealousy. You actually meaning to compliment your friend, congratulate your friend, but when you pick up the phone, you say, हाँ तुझे क्या यार, तेरी तो निकल पड़ी. I mean, it doesn't matter to you. You're really winning. The way you said it, of course, your intent was to congratulate, but those hidden vibes of anxiety, the hidden vibes of your insecurity somewhere came up because you know you're going to go back on the dining table and face your wife, face your spouse, not necessarily, women also go through the same. Face your spouse who's going to question you about your relationships with your peers, who's going to question you about your relationship with your competencies, your capabilities, may not be vocally, but a lot of silent vibes communication is going to go through. I kind of created this scenario for you to understand how unknowingly, that's the saddest part. My worry is not about your tone. My worry is not about the words that you're going to use. My worry is how unknowingly all this is going to reflect if you are not aware. Can you change it? No, you can't change it overnight because all the feelings that you're carrying are over a period of time. But what you can do is be aware. The more aware you are, easier it will be for you to talk to yourself. You know, I take you back to CRRK. When I said, remember I told you I'll come back to this ability to respond. When we say second R is responsibility. Yes, responsibility means you take responsibility of your growth, your safety, your persistence, everything about you, whatever you cherish about you. But this is the position, this is the place where are you responding? Do you have the ability to respond? Or are you continuing to assume मैं तो चला लूंगा, मुझे कोई नहीं पकड़ पाएगा, nobody can catch me. Forget about the world. What about you yourself? What about you? Are you asking yourself or are you assuming about yourself? Guys, you are the king here, you are the prince here, you are the MD here, you are the unit head here, whatever you want to be. You have my complete permission to give designation to yourself. But are you willing to work with yourself? And that's where communication plays a huge role. Like I said, communication is something we need to work on daily basis, hourly basis. But the biggest thing, the fine line, the nuances of communication is before, unfortunately, especially in India, we feel communication means being able to present well, speak well, jazzy English, flashy English. If you're flamboyant, if you can present yourself smartly, you're great at communication. Okay, let me ask you this scenario then. You are an MBA, you're an engineer, you are a scientist, you're everything. But you have a mom who is illiterate, who's never been to a college, but was very ambitious, so worked hard to make you what you are today. And you are in the middle of a crisis, whatever age could be. You could be 60 years old and I hope your mother is alive. You go to her, one look at your face, I don't know how she can understand what you're going through, and she puts her hand on your shoulder and just says, "Are you okay?" And your tears swell up. You know she cannot give you the answers. You know very well she has no strategy for you. But that touch, that silent communication says so much that you come back feeling like a winner and say, yes, I have all the solutions. I can go back and fight. You know what? She did not assume. She asked. She just asked, are you okay? That silence in communication said it all. And this is what I meant when I said, are you allowing that energy to flow? Are you focused into the communication? Most of the time you will see that that touch, that feel says it all. That, of course, today, given a choice, I would love to meet you, give you a hug, give you a warm handshake so that, the energy can flow. But can you right now sitting there, give yourself a hug? Can you? Can you let that energy flow onto you? And from here, you need to get into a discipline. I'll come back to the discipline. That's why I switched the slide. I will come back to the discipline at the end. Most of us restrict ourselves because we are already carrying the burden of conflicts from the past. But my dear friends, I don't have time to go through the entire module right now, but I just want you to know, and you have the freedom to go back and research, I want you to know conflicts always, always, always spur growth. Conflicts are healthy. But the reason we shy away from conflicts is because we're very scared to deal with our emotions at the time of communication to resolve it. I repeat, the reason we shy away from conflicts is because we are scared of our emotions, at the display of our emotions at the time of communication while we sit down to resolve. But if you were to go back and spend time with yourself, that's how I will keep taking you back to how important it is to spend time with yourself. If you can go back, set boundaries, find the real issue, agree to disagree, compromise when possible, consider everything in your private zone and do your homework in writing, trust me, this is the best period because you have the time availability. The time you spent during traffic, you can spend clearing up this junk. When the lockdown started, a whole lot of Insta messages and WhatsApp messages came that I'm cleaning up my cupboard. My elder brother, he's 65 now, he stays in Delhi. I called him and I said, "Kya chal raha hai?" He said, 10 साल मैंने अपनी अलमारियां नहीं साफ की, अब कर रहा हूं. And I said, "Oh really? Thank you so much for the information." I just felt like saying कि ये सारी अलमारियां भी साफ कर लो. Let's clean up all the wardrobes that are sitting here, full of junk, full of conflict, by spending time with ourselves. And when we do that, trust me, the best experience you'll have is feeling light. You will have more space to know yourself. The CRRK will come in place and play its role very beautifully. And that's where quickly I want to touch upon this, because most of you are living with your families. And this is a tool. This is a tool which, if ever I find, an opportunity, I'll expand this particular tool. But quickly, I couldn't have completed my relationship talk without giving you a specific tool to work on. When we start communicating, having understood, having started to work with ourselves, the next step we take is we start communicating with the people we love. But unfortunately, we fail miserably. Why do we fail miserably? Let me explain. Now yesterday, I actually checked with the management. I said, what language will be preferred, since we have all India representation here, and I was told English would be preferred. I'm from a Hindi medium school, so I'm good with Hindi also. I'm a Punjabi, I can speak in Punjabi also. I'm born and brought up in Bengal, I can read and write Bengali. I'm comfortable with whatever language you'll ask me. But I chose English. Why? So that all of you can understand. Hopefully you found a lot of value in what I shared. Imagine, I'm good in Tamil as well. I'm married to a Tamilian, staying with him for 28 years. I'm good with Tamil. I did translation when I went to Chennai for somebody who didn't know Tamil at all, and the lady didn't know Hindi at all. So I was a translator. So it really felt like a winner. Anyways, that's my story. But what I want to say is, we choose a language to communicate so that the other person understands. So if you found value, I'm also speaking a language that you understand, and that's why the points that I'm sharing from my life are valuable for you. Imagine you are a Tamilian and I continue to speak in Punjabi with you. Soon you will get bored and you will start multitasking, and here you have an option to leave the meeting and you'll go and do what is worthwhile. You know what? This is exactly what happens in our emotional world as well. People have their own love languages. A lot of people, their love language is words of affirmation. They like to hear what they are doing well. A lot of people have their love language as physical touch. I don't mean sex here. Please don't let your mind run somewhere else. I mean physical touch. And that's why you will notice when you shake hands, they actually shake hands with two hands because they like to have that extra touch. A lot of people like to give that. A lot of children will come and, they'll take a pallu and keep playing with it because they want to get that touch. A lot of people like receiving gifts. That's their love language. A lot of people like quality time, and a lot of people like act of service. Now, what happens is we operate out of the love language that is ours. For example, if your love language, let's say if my love language is gifts, every time I visit you, I will find a way to gift something beautiful, something out of the world, something special, something exclusive. But the other person's love language is not gifts. In fact, the other person is thinking, why are you showing off? Why are you showing off your money? I don't want all this. You come and sit with me for 10 minutes. You listen to me. Why that complaint? Because the other person's love language is quality time. Now, this is where the biggest conflict starts. A lot of time, your spouse doesn't understand you because you never stopped to understand their love language and you never spoke their love language. If your spouse's love language is act of service and you're too busy even to offer, even during this lockdown, and after finishing everything, you want to spend time with them, they don't want to spend time with you because they needed you. What is it that, how could you have communicated with them is by letting them know you are wanting to help, to lighten their mood. Everyone knows their boundaries. They would have also offered, no, you're busy, you go, I'll finish this myself. They will say that, but you at least offer because you know their love language is act of service. When we talk about gifts, it doesn't mean gold or diamonds all the time. It could be just a chocolate. It could be just something from the cupboard right now. You can't step out, but your wardrobe has so many things. Just pick up something and say, hey, this is for you. See the twinkle in the eyes of your child. How will you find out what is the love language of the other person? When there is connect, there will be twinkle, there will be genuine smile, not just on their lips, but in their eyes as well. But do you know what is your love language? If you don't even know what's yours, how will you ever find out about others? How will you ever be sensitive enough to catch that vibration to know what is the love language of the other person? Can there be multiple? Yes. Just like you have the ability to speak multiple languages for communication. You are good in speaking Hindi, you're good in speaking English, you're good in speaking your regional language. Similarly, you could have multiple love languages, but there always will be one predominant one. How will you find out? Just like in your communication language, there is one predominant one, the one that you enjoy the most. Similarly, emotionally, love language, there is one predominant one. How will you know? Spend time with yourself. You will know it. You know, the beauty is we are born with all the wealth, everything that we need, every management study, every study to understand that we need is there within us. We are the storehouse. We are born with it. Unfortunately, the system is such. You know, if you look at a newborn baby, the baby is very happy with itself. We go and trouble them. Unless the baby is hungry or the baby is wet, they don't want you. They're very happy with themselves because they are with themselves. But as we start to grow up, we are given so many instructions all the time. Get up, go brush your teeth, go get ready, go to school, prepare for your exams, get ready, go prepare for your competitive exams, take up a career, get married, have children, get retired, now go and die. We are told so much that today, unfortunately, I'm here to tell you, please go back and tap into your own resources. Start spending time with yourself. Know yourself. Start loving yourself. Start building relationship with yourself so that you can give more and have great relationship with others. And that's when you will need to forgive your past, because suddenly now you will go into a zone कि पहले क्यों नहीं बताया? Why did I waste so many years? You still have so many years to go. Let's start focusing on that. First, forgive yourself, because the moment you learn to forgive yourself, it'll be easier for you to forgive others. This is a very, very precious information, very, very important slide. The opposite of love is not hate. Our English dictionary is slightly confusing. You know, in our text, in our grammar, we've learned opposite of love is hate. No, the opposite of love is indifference. And why am I bringing it to you? Because unfortunately, unknowingly, we become indifferent to people we love the most. You don't mean to, but unknowingly, you become indifferent. You're so busy texting, the child came running, Papa, and 1 minute, finished. You did not seize the opportunity. So I could not have closed this entire piece without letting you know that how aware we need to become. We need to know. We forget to call the most important people in our lives because we're busy and we take them for granted. Your parents, your aunt, your uncle, I don't know. And it doesn't take too much time. If you are disciplined and you have a regime. Forgive others, it'll be easier. eliminate indifferences. I'm slightly rushing with these slides so that I'm in time with you all. And before I say thank you, I want to share a personal regime that I follow strictly, and that's why very excited to share with you. What I personally do is I wake up before everyone else does so that there is less chaos. And that's me time. And I actually say it out loud, hi Indu, because I'm my favorite too. I love myself. And I start there. And I always have a notebook. I love to write. I mean, slightly from the old school, so I love to write. I don't use digital notepad. I have them, but I don't use them. I use writing pad and I write. I write my plans. I write my action plans. I write down who do I need to communicate. I write down who do I need to forgive. I have a list of people to, and then I channelize my energy accordingly. You know what? Actually the day I'm not able to invest time in myself, I'm slightly irritated. So I know it. That I know that. So that's how but everyone's life is different here. But the beauty is during this lockdown period, which in Maharashtra definitely is extended a little bit. If you are in a green zone, maybe you're already stepping out, but this is the best time to figure out things for yourself. Strengthen, call it a command, call it a request, call it a order. Strengthen relationship with yourself, accept yourself, adjust yourself, appreciate yourself, so that you become a powerhouse to do the same with others. And you know, you can spread love. But one thing I'll tell you, you are wealthiest when you have relationships in your heart. I don't want to say in your bucket. When you are willingly compounding them, life can be so precious. Life is so beautiful. The only word I want to close this session with before I get on to answering your questions, if you have any, is that I feel grateful and I feel blessed. And I pray the same for each one of you who has logged in today. Thank you.
Thank you, Indu, for an exciting and a wonderful session. It was very, very absorbing. I think the fundas, the formulas which you have highlighted about the CRRK model, the expressions of love, the focus on self, the thrust on the energy flow in a relationship. Asking and not assuming is, I think, a very, very strong comment, and I think most of us tend to do that, you know, in a relationship, that we tend to assume rather than not asking. I think that is a wonderful comment. And also, how do we manage our conflicts? And cleaning the almirahs here, I think, is something very, very vital. There is a huge number of questions, but I think we will take few of them. One of the questions which has come up from with few people is about how do we reconnect with a broken relationship, like with an elder or a colleague. So how do we get into that kind of a broken relationship? How do we rebuild it?
Thank you, Vijay. Yeah, this is a big need today because we've already done the damage. The problem is when we hear a tool like this or when we attend a webinar like this, you know, we straight away get into to-do list. And when we do that, we again create another risk of messing it up because we quickly get into the zone of, but you said that and I said that, but that was not my fault, and you assume that. There is again a tanavana. So before you take action, what you really need to do is you need to take a step backward and connect with yourself, manage your emotions first, and understand that you want to build the bridges, not the other person.
Right.
So when you have agreed to build the bridges, you are seeking responsibility. You are taking responsibility. You are seeking knowledge. You're doing everything. So the ownership is on you. The onus is on you. So it's very important to first strengthen self and then start working on it. And it requires a plan, written down plan. How am I going to manage? So I've done that with a couple of people from my life, having learned all about it. And my clear funda is that I will not talk about something that I've not done myself. So there are few family relationships where I struggled in the past, and maybe childish behavior of mine or whatever. And I wrote down the names. And first I went into my private zone where I saw the whole thing, and I wrote down a clear-cut affirmation that I forgive the incident, I forgive them, and I forgive myself. And first, in my private zone, I kept writing those affirmations. And then the moment I got an opportunity, I actually took a proactive step of doing things for them selflessly.
Okay.
And then you have to keep your objectivity very clear, because you can't again get into give and take thing. The goal is yours, not the other person's. But the beauty is we human beings, we respond so fast. Today, those relationships are my most cherished relationships.
Thank you, Indu. I think a lot of questions have come on how do I connect, rebuild, and stimulate my team in this current pandemic situation?
Yeah, that's a tall task. That's a tall task. But again, the worst thing that we can do is jump into conclusions or copy somebody else, because each team has a separate need. So what is very important, and this is where I feel a lot of leadership failing, first thing you need to do is you need to go back to your own pen and paper, draw those verticals and understand what is it that they need. If there are people who are sales related, they physically can't really step out and can't create those sales, obviously they're feeling very, very insecure because they want to give their best and they're feeling very inadequate. They're not able to create results. So you need to manage their emotions. You need to first, before you engage them, you need to secure them. But if you are dealing with people who are in the admin roles, who are in the HR roles, who are on their desk job, they are working more, maybe they are overdoing things, they are compensating because they are, so that's where you need to assure them and you have to help them manage their time planning. You have to help them manage their priorities. You have to help them. So you need to first go back to your own drawing board and draw those verticals and figure out what is it that they need, and then work out of their objectivity. Obviously, you shouldn't assume whatever you have decided, even if you are on Zoom meeting with them or whatever platform you have decided, you need to ask, you need to connect. A lot of people, you need to ask them one-on-one because they may not say it in a collective meeting, but one-on-one, maybe they are having some personal challenges. Maybe some of their precious members are suffering with COVID. Maybe some of them are really battling issues. Maybe they had extraordinary financial burdens and now they are battling, or maybe the spouse is losing job. I don't know. There are many, many kinds of issues. So first you need to figure out single vertical, what is it overall they could be fighting the battle, and then figure out what could be their individual issues. But again, if you become a better listener, it will work. A lot of time, these adults, they are very mature. They understand that you can't really help, but what they want is you to listen to them. So maybe you are also burdened. So you find your way of unburdening yourself so that you have more capacity to listen. And if you can't, go to your zone. Whatever is your emotional outburst, clean yourself up. You know, I'm very blessed that even in a city like Bombay, I have a terrace. So the other day, I do a lot of online coaching these days. Nowadays, it's a lot more. A lot of people who have been coached earlier are also calling. And I was listening to so many stories, and my cup was full. And the other day, it's about last week, yeah, I went to the terrace and I was really crying it out. Literally, my love language, my expression of emotion is tears. Even if I'm very happy, I'll cry it out. And even if I'm very sad or my cup is full, tears roll out. So I was sitting there and crying, and my second daughter, Shavya, came up to do her workout, and she looked at me and she said, "Oh my God, what happened to you?" I said, "Listen, calm down. It's none of you. It's not you. It's not Shude. It's not your appa. It's me. I need to cry it out." Luckily, in my house, we are very open and we are very vocal about our emotional expressions. But the beauty is, once I was empty, day two, I was ready to listen to people again. But at a leadership level, you really don't have a choice. You need to empty your cup fully so that you can listen a lot more, even if you can't really help, but be there to listen to people.
Thank you. I think another question which has come from many people is, how do we manage our anger? Very difficult
question. First of all, anger is not wrong. First of all, unfortunately, this WhatsApp Gyan has messed up our understanding. There are so many codes. We are flooded with so many messages that a lot of time, and our understanding about those messages is, when you are reading the message, whatever emotional zone you are in, you will comprehend the message accordingly. That's the risk. You really don't go back and comprehend it to the ground reality. So a lot of time these messages come, and a lot of programs are happening nowadays called anger management. So we assume that anger is wrong. No, anger is a very absolute emotion. There are 6 absolute emotions. Anger is one of them. Rest all are mixed emotions. So when it is a mixed emotion, it's chaotic. But when it is an absolute emotion, it is in our favor. The only thing you need to do is, you need to know how are you expressing it. If the expression is damaging at large, you need to learn to manage the expression, not the anger. You will notice the best of the outcomes you create only when you're angry. If you kill the anger, how will you ever create success? But yeah, what is damaging is your expression, and that expression is different for different people. And that's why the foundation point that I mentioned, it's very important for you to know yourself. Like, I know my expression of anger is also tears. So imagine if I am in a board meeting with all the leadership and I'm very angry because they haven't done what they have promised, and instead of dealing with them, I'm crying. Do you think I'll ever be able to lead them? But I am very well aware that the moment I feel tears, that means my anger is coming to its peak. So what I do is, I take a quick break. Hey guys, I need a coffee break. Or hey guys, I need to go to the washroom. Take a quick break, manage my expressions, calm myself down, come back, and then deal with the situation. When you don't know what is your expression, it can be going into silo mode. It can be isolation. It can be mute mode. How does it help? How will the other person know that you being mute is actually being angry? But if you can actually manage that expression and communicate the right way and be willing to deal with it, you will create results out of anger.
Indu, I would like to add here is,
that
Yes, please.
sometime and most of the times, anger's reason is not the situation in front of us. It is a built up of the past,
Absolutely.
which was lying there and which was looking for a reason to explode. And when we start relating the situation with the anger, sometimes we reach at a wrong inference.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why the regular daily cleaning is very important.
Right. You're
That's why the daily routine, you can't manage yourself one day out of the blue. You know, you
Yeah.
can't say, okay, once a quarter I will manage myself. No, self-man. See, why do we take a bath every day? We have perfumes, we have good clothes. Why do we still go and take a bath? Because you will stink. What about your emotional bath? What about your neural bath? You need to take it every day. You can't keep it pending. The
Yes.
motivational audios and videos alone will not help. A dialogue with self helps.
Yeah.
That's your emotional bath cleansing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Indu, and thank you, Mr. Pasrija. Just maybe I think we can take one more question, I think, which is very, very common and very relevant. That is, how do we build up a cohesive family unit?
So again, first of all, know what is your family's love language. Find time to prioritize that. You can't hide behind work. You can't hide behind. Stop giving these excuses. These are excuses. If you are not able to manage it, you need to go back and relook at your time planning. You know what? My girls are grown now, like they're adults. One is 25, one is 23. Their love language is time. So, and I travel a lot, nationally and internationally, but I make sure before I go out for a date with them. When I come back, they receive me at the airport and we straight away go somewhere for a meal. Because I know their love language is time. How good is it if you're working for them and the price you pay is them? So you need to know what is your family's love language. You need to find time. It does not happen by default. A lot of executives think just because they're working, they can be pardoned for everything. A lot of executives think, I don't need to plan this. My family will plan for me. No. This is your department. You need to plan out and live cohesively. And for that, a lot of time you need to align their timing also. Just because now you are available, and if your child's classes are on, and you say, what can I do? No, again, you take the responsibility of aligning. But family cohesiveness, straight away, you need time planning. You need to allocate time, and you need to physically do the activity that they desire. If they want to play Ludo, you sit down and play whether you like it or not. If they like bedtime stories, you find the time to read out the stories to them. You can't give excuses. Unfortunately, we take our family for granted and the activities for them also for granted. We live out of entitlement because we provide money. It doesn't work like that. Family never told you to go and work. You chose to work for them. I very strongly feel like this.
Yeah, thank you. I think with this wonderful concluding remark, I think we will end the session here. Thank you, Indu. I think it was very, very mesmerizing session. You kind of stirred us, and it was very, very necessary and essential to do this in the current times. I thank this wonderful audience of more than 1,150 people who are live on this webinar. There are many more questions, and I think we will try to address them one-on-one with the team.
Sure.
I must thank the entire managing committee of INFA, who were kind enough to propose this kind of an event, especially a special task force which was created, Mr. Pasrija, Dr. Arun Atre, and my colleague, Dr. Vijay Makhija. I think they all were wonderful to support us, and our backup team in Ahmedabad, especially the One Advertising and Prashant, who have been wonderful and helping us with conducting this webinar. Thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you, Mr. Pastrija. Thank you, Mr. Ramani, also, who has been kind enough to facilitate this program. And thank you. Yeah, and thank you, Indu, for a wonderful, wonderful session. And thank you, audience. Thank you, members of INFA. And thank you, the managing committee of INFA. Goodbye. Have a nice weekend and enjoy. Namaste.
Thanks to you, Vijay. Thanks a lot to you.
Thank you, Mr. Vijay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you.